What if I told you there's a 1969 Camaro that's been raced for 35 years and has never had its engine rebuilt? Or a Buick that ran 600,000 miles as a New York taxi because it simply refused to die? Back when Detroit built cars like tanks, not computers on wheels. Today, we're counting down 17 old American cars that were built to last forever. Number 17, 1992 to 2011. Ford Crown Victoria, Panther platform. If you've ever hailed a cab in New York or watched a police chase on TV, you know the Ford Crown Vic. This car is the definition of American durability. Built on the legendary Panther platform, the Crown Vic was designed to take abuse. Body-on-frame construction, a 4.6-liter V8 that'll run forever, and a transmission that shrugs off high mileage like it's nothing. Taxi drivers and cops loved these cars because you could fix almost anything with a socket set and a hammer. The suspension is simple, the electronics are basic, and the parts are dirt cheap. There are Crown Vics out there with 400,000 miles still running original engines and transmissions. But what really sets the Crown Vic apart is its reputation for surviving the worst. These cars have been rear-ended, jumped curbs, and even survived high-speed pursuits, only to be patched up and sent back out on the road. The frame is so tough you could use it as a bridge support. Even after Ford stopped making them, fleets kept buying up every used one they could find. If you want a car that'll never let you down, the Crown Vic is your huckleberry. It's the last of the true American sedans, and it's still out there, running strong. You'll find them on farms, in small-town police fleets, and as daily drivers for folks who just want a car that never quits. Number 16, 1973 to 1991. Chevrolet Suburban. Before SUVs became soccer mom shuttles, the Chevy Suburban was the king of the American road. The 7th and 8th generations, especially those with the 350 or 454 V8s, were built like rolling bank vaults. These trucks were designed for ranchers, contractors, and anyone who needed to haul 9 people and a horse trailer. The frames are so stout you could use them as bridge supports, and the engines are legendary for their simplicity and durability. There are Suburbans out there still working on farms with 500,000 miles and original drivetrains. The interiors are basic but tough, and the body panels are thick enough to take a hit from a runaway steer. These trucks were made to work, not just look pretty. The Suburban's reputation for reliability is so strong that you'll still find them in service as ambulances, fire trucks, and even military vehicles. If you want a family hauler that'll outlast your grandkids, this is it. The Suburban is the original American SUV, and it's still the gold standard for durability. Owners swap stories about their Suburbans surviving floods, blizzards, and cross-country moves without missing a beat. Number 15, 1984 to 2001, Jeep Cherokee XJ. The Jeep Cherokee XJ is a cult classic for a reason. It was the first unibody SUV that could actually take a beating off-road. The 4.0-liter straight-six engine is the stuff of legend, simple, torquey, and nearly unkillable. These things were so tough, the U.S. Postal Service used them for rural mail delivery, and many are still in service today. The XJ's simple electronics, solid axles, and bulletproof drivetrain mean you can fix almost anything with a socket set and a hammer. But the real magic of the XJ is its versatility. It's just as happy crawling over rocks as it is hauling groceries. Owners have racked up 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles on original engines. The aftermarket is huge, parts are everywhere, and the community is loyal. If you want a 4x4 that'll get you home no matter what, the Cherokee XJ is your ticket. It's the Swiss Army knife of American vehicles, and it's still a favorite for off-roaders and adventurers who want a rig that'll never leave them stranded. Number 14, 1973 to 1977, Oldsmobile Cutlass Supreme. The Olds Cutlass Supreme was the best-selling car in America for a reason. Under the hood, you'd find the rocket 350 or 455 V8, engines so overbuilt they'd run on bad gas, cheap oil, and pure stubbornness. The turbo 350 and 400 automatics were nearly indestructible, and the body-on-frame construction meant these cars could take a hit and keep rolling. The Cutlass was the car your dad drove to work, your mom took to the grocery store, and your Uncle Drag raced on weekends. It was the definition of American reliability, and it just kept going, year after year, mile after mile. What really made the Cutlass Supreme a legend was its simplicity. The interiors were basic but comfortable, the wiring was straightforward, and the parts were cheap and easy to find. There are Cutlasses out there with 300,000 miles and original drivetrains still running strong. The aftermarket is huge, and you can still find every part you need at your local parts store or swap meet. If you want a classic American coupe that'll last forever, the Cutlass Supreme is a winner. It's not just a car, it's a family member that's always ready for another road trip, and it's still turning heads at car shows and Sunday cruises. Number 13. 1967 to 1972 Chevrolet C/K pickup. The Action Line. Chevy pickups are the backbone of America. These trucks were built to work, and many are still hauling loads, plowing snow, and towing trailers today. The 350 and 454 V8s are bulletproof, the frames are tough, and the manual transmissions are nearly unbreakable. Farmers, ranchers, and contractors all over the country still rely on these trucks to get the job done. There are CKs out there with 500,000 miles and counting, still earning their keep every day. The bodies are simple, the interiors are basic, and the parts are cheap and plentiful. If you want a truck that'll never quit, this is it. Ask any farmer or rancher. These trucks are still working for a living. They're easy to fix, easy to modify, and built to last. The C/K is the truck that built America, and it's still earning its keep on job sites and back roads from coast to coast. Whether you're hauling hay, towing a boat, or just cruising Main Street, the old Chevy pickup is a symbol of American work ethic and pride. Number 12. 1962 to 1976 Chevrolet Impala. The Impala is the quintessential American full-size car. The small block and big block V8s are nearly indestructible, and the body-on-frame construction means these cars can take a beating. There are Impalas out there with 300,000 miles and original drivetrains. The interiors are simple, the wiring is straightforward, and the parts are cheap and plentiful. From lowriders to family sedans, the Impala is an American icon. It's the car that defined a generation. What really sets the Impala apart is its versatility. It was just as comfortable hauling the family to church as it was cruising the boulevard on a Saturday night. The ride is smooth, the parts are cheap, and the style is timeless. If you want a classic cruiser that'll never leave you stranded, the Impala is a legend. It's the car you see in parades, at car shows, and still rolling down Main Street on a Saturday night. The Impala is proof that American cars were once built to last, and it's still out there, running strong. Number 11. 1966 to 1972 Ford F100/F150. The F-Series has been America's best-selling truck for decades, and the late 60s to early 70s models are a big reason why. The straight 6 and 302 over 360 over 390 V8s are legendary for their durability. The frames are so tough, you'll find these trucks still working on farms and ranches from Texas to Montana. The simple carbureted engines, manual transmissions, and leaf spring suspensions mean you can fix almost anything with basic tools. If you want a truck that'll outlast you, look for an old F100. These trucks are still on the job, still hauling, still starting every morning. They're the definition of American work ethic, and they're as much a part of the landscape as the barns and silos they park next to. The F100 is the truck that built America, and it's still earning its keep on job sites and back roads from coast to coast. Number 10. 1977 to 1990 Chevrolet Caprice. The Caprice was the workhorse of American sedans. The 305 and 350 V8s were simple, reliable, and easy to rebuild. The body-on-frame construction meant these cars could take a hit and keep going. Taxi companies loved them, police departments abused them, and families drove them coast to coast. There are Caprices out there with 400,000 miles and original engines. If you want a classic American sedan that'll never let you down, the Caprice is a safe bet. This is the car that kept America moving for decades. It's the backbone of the American road, and it's still out there, running strong in small towns and big cities alike. The Caprice is proof that American cars were once built to last, and it's still out there, doing what it was built to do. Number 9, 1964 to 1972. Pontiac GTO. The Pontiac GTO is the car that kicked off the muscle car era and proved that American engineering could deliver both power and longevity. Under the hood, you'd find the legendary 389, 400, or 455 V8, engines that could take a beating and keep on roaring. The Muncie 4-speed and turbo 400 automatics were nearly indestructible, and the body-on-frame construction meant these cars could take a hit and keep going. There are GTOs out there with 300,000 miles and original drivetrains, still running strong after decades of burnouts and drag races. What really made the GTO a legend was its combination of brute force and simplicity. The interiors were basic but comfortable, the wiring was straightforward, and the parts were cheap and easy to find. The GTO was the car you saw at the drag strip on Friday night and at the drive-in on Saturday. It's the muscle car that refuses to die, and it's still turning heads at car shows and drag strips across the country. If you want a muscle car that'll last forever, the GTO is a safe bet. It's not just a car, it's a piece of American history that's still making memories. Number 8, 1965 to 1970. Buick Electra 225. The Deuce and a Quarter is the king of American luxury, and it's built to last. The 401, 425, and 455 V8s are smooth, powerful, and nearly unkillable. The bodies are massive, the frames are tough, and the interiors are built to withstand decades of use. There are Electras out there with 400,000 miles and original engines, still gliding down highways like they did when new. The ride is smooth, the parts are cheap, and the style is timeless. What sets the Electra 225 apart is its blend of comfort and durability. The interiors are plush but simple, the wiring is straightforward, and the parts are easy to find. This is the car that made Sunday drives an American tradition. It's the luxury cruiser that outlasted the competition, and it's still gliding down highways from coast to coast. If you want a luxury car that'll never let you down, the Electra 225 is a legend. It's not just a car, it's a rolling testament to American craftsmanship and comfort. Number 7, 1967 to 1972, Chevrolet Chevelle. The Chevelle is the muscle car that refuses to die. The small block and big block V8s are legendary, the frames are tough, and the bodies are built to last. There are Chevelles out there with 400,000 miles and original engines, still burning rubber and making memories. The interiors are simple, the wiring is straightforward, and the parts are cheap and plentiful. What really sets the Chevelle apart is its versatility. It was just as comfortable hauling the family to church as it was tearing up the drag strip. The ride is smooth, the parts are cheap, and the style is timeless. If you want a muscle car that'll never let you down, the Chevelle is a legend. This is the car that won on Sunday and sold on Monday. It's the muscle car that built a legacy, and it's still out there doing what it was built to do. Number 6, 1960 to 1969, Ford Falcon. The Falcon is the unsung hero of American cars. The 144, 170, and 200 straight sixes are nearly indestructible. The bodies are tough, and the parts are cheap and easy to find. There are Falcons out there with 500,000 miles and original drivetrains, still running strong after decades of daily driving. The interiors are simple, the wiring is straightforward, and the cars are easy to work on. What really makes the Falcon special is its role in putting America on wheels. It was the reliable workhorse that never quit, and it's still out there, doing what it was built to do. The Falcon is proof that you don't need a big engine to go the distance. It's the compact that outlasted the competition, and it's still a favorite among collectors and enthusiasts who appreciate its simplicity and durability. Number 5. 1970 to 1987 Chevrolet C/K pickup, square body. The square body Chevy pickups are the backbone of America. The 350 and 454 V8s are bulletproof, the frames are tough, and the manual transmissions are nearly unbreakable. These trucks were built to work, and many are still hauling loads, plowing snow, and towing trailers today. There are square bodies out there with 500,000 miles and counting, still earning their keep every day. What sets the square body apart is its combination of strength and simplicity. The bodies are simple, the interiors are basic, and the parts are cheap and plentiful. If you want a truck that'll never quit, this is it. Ask any farmer or rancher, these trucks are still working for a living. They're easy to fix, easy to modify, and built to last. The square body is the truck that built America, and it's still earning its keep on job sites and back roads from coast to coast. Number 4. 1962 to 1969 Chevrolet Nova. The Chevy Nova is the little car that could and did. With its bulletproof straight-six and small block V8 options, the Nova was a favorite for everyone from high schoolers to grandpas. The 194, 230, and 250 straight-sixes were so simple and overbuilt, you could run them low on oil, overheat them, and they'd still fire up the next morning. The V8s, especially the 327, turned these compacts into pocket rockets that could outrun much bigger cars. The Nova's lightweight body and simple suspension made it a favorite for drag racers and daily drivers alike. What really sets the Nova apart is its ease of ownership. The interiors are basic but comfortable, the wiring is straightforward, and the parts are cheap and easy to find. There are Novas out there with 400,000 miles and original drivetrains, still running strong after decades of abuse. The Nova is the car that proved you don't need a big engine or a fancy badge to go the distance. It's the compact that outlasted the competition, and it's still a favorite among collectors and hot rodders who appreciate its simplicity, reliability, and classic American style. Number 3. 1966 to 1977 Ford Bronco. The original Ford Bronco is the American 4x4 legend that refuses to die. Powered by the 170 and 200 straight-sixes or the 289 and 302 V8s, these trucks were built to take a beating on the trail, the farm, or the job site. The Bronco's simple body-on-frame construction, solid axles, and leaf springs front and rear made it nearly indestructible. Owners have racked up 300,000 miles on original drivetrains, and many Broncos are still out there crawling rocks, fording streams, and hauling gear decades after they left the factory. What makes the Bronco truly special is its versatility and ease of repair. The interiors are basic, the wiring is straightforward, and the trucks are easy to work on with basic hand tools. Parts are cheap and plentiful, and the Bronco community is one of the most passionate in the classic car world. Whether you're restoring one for the show field or using it as a daily driver, the Bronco is a legend that just keeps going. It's the truck that started the SUV craze, and it's still the off-roader that refuses to die, proving that sometimes the simplest designs are the ones that last forever. Number 2. 1955 to 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. The Tri-5. Chevy Bel Air is the car that put post-war America on wheels and became a symbol of the golden age of cruising. Under the hood, you could get the legendary 265 or 283 small block V8, engines so tough They became the foundation for hot rodding for decades. The Bel Air's simple carbureted setup, bulletproof power glide or 3-speed manual, and robust frame meant these cars could take years of abuse and keep on rolling. There are Bel Airs out there that have been daily drivers, drag racers, and family haulers for over 60 years, still running strong on original blocks. What really makes the Bel Air a forever car is its combination of style and substance. The chrome, the two-tone paint, and the iconic tail fins made it a head-turner, but it was the ease of maintenance and the abundance of parts that kept them on the road. Owners swap stories of cross-country trips, high school proms, and first dates, all in the same car. The Bel Air is a car that's been passed down through generations, rebuilt in backyard garages, and still shows up at car shows and drive-ins across America. If you want a car that's as tough as it is beautiful, the Tri-5 Bel Air is the one to beat. Number 1. 1978 to 1987. Oldsmobile Delta 88. The Olds Delta 88 is the unsung hero of American full-size sedans. Powered by the indestructible 307 or 350 rocket, 5/8, these cars were built to soak up miles on the interstate and shrug off the worst potholes Detroit could throw at them. The body-on-frame construction, simple suspension, and bulletproof TH350 or TH400 automatic transmissions made the Delta 88 a favorite for families, taxi fleets, and anyone who wanted a car that would just keep going. There are Delta 88s out there with 400,000 miles and original drivetrains, still running strong after decades of service. What sets the Delta 88 apart is its comfort and reliability. The interiors are spacious and built to last, with bench seats that feel like your favorite recliner and dashboards that rarely crack. The wiring is straightforward, the parts are cheap, and the cars are easy to work on. The Delta 88 is the car that took families on summer vacations, hauled kids to Little League, and still made it to work on Monday morning. It's a car that's been overlooked by collectors, but ask any old-school mechanic and they'll tell you the Delta 88 is a car that'll never let you down. There you have it, folks. 15 old American cars that were built to last forever. These are the machines that made America great, the cars that outlived their own engineers, and the classics that'll still be running when today's cars are long gone. If you enjoyed this trip down memory lane, hit that subscribe button and let us know in the comments which car you think is the toughest of them all. And remember, they really don't make them like they used to. This is Vintage Vehicles. See you on the next ride.